this is Lady Boulette, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I've been following Adonis, who is in the UK, trying to educate Black Brits, which sounds like an oxymoron to me, Black Brit, but I guess they're legitimate. But he is really wasting his time. It's a futile attempt to try to connect with other black people in the world. But there are some people that are just too ignorant to be educated. So I don't want to hear another black person from another part of the world talking about the American educational system, because their educational system is worse. Whatever they think about our educational system, theirs is worse. We know more about ourselves and our history than anybody that we're going to come into contact with that calls themselves black or African descended or whatever. They don't know anything either. They don't know as much as I do. And these black people who keep trying to educate these people are wasting their time. These black people don't have any agency they really don't have any in Africa. These black people don't have any agency in the UK, in those European countries. Those people want them out of their country. They don't assimilate into those countries because they don't have the agency in those countries that we have here. And they resent the fact that we call America our home. They always want to believe that we have some home in Africa somewhere that we need to go find. And we really don't. Now, black Americans, I have said this before, we are responsible for that. Because we go around the world telling people we don't know where we came from in Africa. And so people then suggest that you're lost and there's a home in Africa that you need to go and find. So we brought this on ourselves. And when I say we, I'm not talking about me or I'm not talking about you. We can say we don't know what village we came from in Africa, but we don't even need to give people that much information because they just try to take it and run with it. We've got the best setup here in the United States than any black people in the world. Let's be clear. We are the richest. We are the wealthiest, and people can say all they want to that we don't have but $8 in the bank. Well, that's $8 that they don't have, okay? And we have the best health care. We have access to the best education. We have the highest standard of living of any black people in the world. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some wealthy billionaires and millionaires in other parts of the world that are living well. But on average, black Americans have the highest standard of living of any black people in the world, even coming through slavery and Jim Crow and all this other stuff that we talk about, sundown towns and all this kind of stuff. We still have the best setup of any black people in the world. And if you think I'm just making this up, start watching some of these documentaries about the Africans that are just trying like hell to get out of Africa, crossing hell on a spider whale, going across the Mediterranean Sea in something equivalent to an inner tube. They are doing everything they can to get out of their country. I don't know why they won't stay and fight. I don't know why they won't stay and build, but they're doing everything they can. I don't like to say people are jealous. I really don't, because I don't know their heart, but their behavior suggests that not only are they jealous, but they are insanely jealous, and they come up with the dumbest things to try to make it seem like they have it better than we do, when they absolutely do not. Now, I just watched this video of Adonis in the UK talking to some Black Brits, and as I said before, a Black Brit sounds like an oxymoron to me. And an oxymoron is, for those who might not know, an oxymoron is when you're putting two things together that don't go together. Like you're saying hot ice, okay? Or you're saying sweet and sour. Sweet and sour. Something can't be sweet and sour at the same time. I don't care how many times the Chinese try to put it together. It usually turns out being sweet and salty. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to let you listen to Adonis trying to talk to a Jamaican.
Watch the comments in this video. You Jamaican. And you telling me Black Americans don't know where they're from. Tell me.
There's no explanation. I've already said what I said, innit? I'm sticking with that, bro.
You're not born in Jamaica, right?
No.
What do you think real Jamaicans who were born in Jamaica are going to think about what you're saying right now?
My parents weren't born in Jamaica. They're born here.
Alright, so they Windrush.
My grandparents were born in Jamaica.
Alright, so what do you think about the real authentic born Jamaicans are going to say when they, because they know their history.
Yeah.
When they see this, they see you talking like this, what do you think they're going to say about you?
What can they say?
Bro,
what can they say?
Bro, what is
wrong with what I'm saying?
You don't know history.
Tell me what I don't.
You don't know history.
Maybe I don't. But you don't as well.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, what? We're not in the same boat. Bro, let me tell you something.
Black Americans specifically. Now, go get mad.
Get off your chest.
Black Americans specifically don't know where they originated from. That's it.
Prove it.
I don't need to prove it. I'm saying you don't know.
Say this
if I ask you where your parents are from, or your generation of your parents are from, you lot don't know.
Yes, I do. I just told you.
Where are you? Where?
My mother's from New York. My grandmother's from New York. My great-great-grandmother's
Can every Black American say that?
A lot of them can.
I've had conversations with Black Americans and they say they don't know.
Watch the end of this. Watch the comments in this video. Watch the comments in this video.
I will.
You're gonna see it. This is gonna hit viral. I'm saying.
See, he doesn't even know his history. His family members got to Jamaica the same way we got to the United States. But he thinks that he originated in Jamaica, which means that the British school system failed him because he doesn't know where his family originated before they got to Jamaica, just like we don't. But the difference between the Caribbean blacks and Black Americans, they don't go around the world telling people they don't know where they come from. Now, I'm from Haiti, that's it. I'm from Jamaica, that's it. And so, but we go all around whining, going around these black people who have no sympathy for you and don't care because they want the situation that you have. So you go around them whining about not knowing where you came from in Africa. And then they think they've got a leg up on you because they came from Jamaica. And that's the dumbest thing that's ever been. That's just downright dumb. It's just dumb. So I hope we're learning a lesson from these black people from other parts of the world. Stop trying to connect with them on a level of brotherhood. You know, you have to raise the bar when you're dealing with those people. Now, there are African people who totally get it. There are Caribbean people who totally get it. But what Black Americans have to understand is that it's not our job to teach everybody. It's not our job to teach everybody our history. It's important for us to know our history and to be proud of our history. Adonis did another video where he had some Africans, I guess, or some Black Brits, again, an oxymoron, talking about slavery and in a very cavalier way. And he was upset about that. You're wasting your time with these people. These people are too low on the totem pole for you to be trying to connect with them. You got to raise the bar. You can't be talking to people on the streets, because I watch these videos coming out of Europe, in England and London. The city looks so beautiful, the part that they will share. But then when you look behind the scenes, they've got a lot of poverty. They've got a lot of isolated communities where black people live with almost no opportunity to advance. So they're stuck in those little areas that they live in with this crime field. They don't have any jobs. That's why they run over here trying to get jobs. They want to call themselves actors, but this don't work over there. Probably got work for 3 actors. So they all run over here, and then here we are having to deal with them and trying to keep them out of our business. So we are not operating with people that are on the same level that we're on, and we have to come to terms with that. They are not on the same level that we're on. And even though we try to say, well, I don't see myself as that, well, that's how they see you. They know that you're operating on a standard of living that's higher than theirs, or at least you have the opportunity to operate with a higher standard of living than theirs. One of these days we're going to talk about the jobs and the immigrants and the jobs, but that's a video for another day. But Black Americans have to stop putting themselves down with the lowest level of people, because we're not there, or we shouldn't be. We have more opportunities than that. They see that, maybe we don't. But I think it's time we started seeing ourselves as we really are. We are the most privileged black people in the world. Even though we face racism and all these other problems that we talk about, but we are still the most privileged black people in the world. And there's no point in running all over the world trying to connect with people who are living on the streets, because they are not going to understand where you're coming from. And they're just going to take a shot at you if they think they can, if you let them. And you letting them by running up in their face all the time trying to talk to them. And I think we need to be aware of the fact that they will fight you, or they will fight us. They'll fight Black Americans. They're not going to fight anybody else. They're not going to get smart with anybody else. They're not going to try to throw off on anybody else. Any other group of people can say anything to them or about them or do anything to them. And they're not going to do anything. But they will try to throw off on Black Americans. And that is why you need to stay out of their faces and leave them alone and protect what you have here in the United States, because this is all we have. That's how I see it. Now, y'all let me know how you see it. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and have a good evening.